What up guys, Johnny here from Ignite. Thanks for tuning in again. Let's crack into another video on the Tempest and Hag-Seed. That is in relation to the Module A Textual Conversations part of your HSC English Advanced course. And today I want to delve into two very important and interrelated concepts, and they are intertextuality and adaptation. So what are these? What do these mean? And how do they play out in the Tempest and Hag-Seed when we consider the textual conversation between these? Remember, for any of you who aren't yet that familiar with this, The Tempest was a play written by Shakespeare in 1610, 1611, which is the Jacobean era, just straight after the Elizabethan era. And then we have Margaret Atwood produce a novel in 2016, which is 400 years after Shakespeare's death in 1616, as a commemoration of sorts for the play. She is revisiting the play, but not exactly replicating the play. Rather, she is replicating the essence of the play, I suppose, but she's also innovating with so much of it as well. So it becomes its own original work. And that's what we're going to talk about when we look at this idea of an adaptation. So if you actually open the novel of Hag-Seed, you'll see underneath that it says, Margaret Atwood, Hag-Seed, The Tempest retold. Pay close attention to that word retold. She's retelling it, but she's not simply repeating it. She's updating the language, sure, but she's changed so much of it. She's turned so much of what was a metaphor and magic into quite literal adaptations. She's changed the figurative prison setting of the island to a literal prison, for instance. There's so many fundamental things that have changed as well that actually give a whole new brand of meaning to Shakespeare's original play. And that's why this is so interesting. It's not just like seeing a film or a movie that's basically trying to convey a Shakespearean play in the visual form and just get the gist of the plot across. This is actually transforming everything about it, almost. It's preserving some fundamental elements of it in terms of character, plot, but it plays upon so much that it really is a text of its own. So adaptation, be careful with using that. What we mean by that is that from The Tempest, we have Hag-Seed, which is a tribute. It commemorates it as part of the Hogarth Shakespeare project. That was why Atwood was actually asked to produce The Tempest as a novel form in Hag-Seed. But she's also got this originality, this innovation. Make sure you have those key terms in your essays and in responses, that she's not simply replicating the process, but rather she's actually innovating with the play and creating all these new strands of meaning. It makes us rethink what that Tempest was actually about. Her perspective, as she basically, like us, Atwood actually read the play The Tempest. She's then interpreted it, which is exactly what we would do, and then she's put her interpretation and her ingenuity, if you like, onto her own novel. And then by us reading that novel, we then don't view The Tempest the same way. This is intertextuality at play. This is how, when you look at a second text that might have anything to do with the first text, or maybe not even, you're actually going to view that original text differently. Your perspective changes because now you're looking at that new text, or rather, you're looking at that original text through the lens of this later text. And that's exactly what's happening here. So, intertextuality is about the idea that by studying one text alongside another, in this case, The Tempest and Hag-Seed, and the Hag-Seed is an intentional retelling of The Tempest, that's acknowledged. These aren't two texts that didn't have anything to do with each other, and just by coincidence we found meaning between them. Margaret Atwood was consciously trying to retell the story of The Tempest, and that's important. But the idea is that once she does that recreation of the play, we actually get a whole new understanding of the play, and by looking at the play, we'll get a whole new understanding of her novel. So considering the text together creates a new dialogue. It creates a new conversation, a third text, if you like. So really take this diagram into account because it basically summarizes what's going on. If you look at the two texts together, we get this intertextual dynamic. We have a textual conversation, and then we get a renewed understanding of each text. All right, guys, I hope that clears up the concepts of intertextuality and adaptation. Really take in what I'm trying to say about meaning transforming as a result of studying these two alongside one another. Think about how certain decisions that Atwood has made has been a product of contextual change, i.e. she's not living in that Elizabethan Jacobean era anymore. She's actually in a modern day, very secular, rational context, 21st century audience. It's all very different, but she's trying to still preserve the universal roots of the play, but in a way that is not just relatable, but actually transformed for that modern day audience who she's actually catering for. So I hope that helps, guys. I'm going to do more on this as we move along this series of videos on the Tempest and Hag-Seed. If you've got any questions, please comment below. Otherwise, if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and I will see you very soon.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching once again. If you are enjoying our content, and we hope you are, please do like and subscribe to our channel, and of course, share with your friends.
That's right, guys, thanks for watching, but please do make sure you check out our very special resources. They're quite unique. We've made a whole bunch of state rank practical guides for all your English texts out there. So check out the link now at ignitehsc.com.au. Let us know what you think. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next video.